Hello and welcome to Lofty Pursuits and Public Displays of Confection, Tallahassee, Florida. I'm Greg, and I make hard candy. And this video is actually partially about hard candy and partially about another passion of mine, yo-yoing. As I pour my hot sugar, let me tell you about the yo-yo community. I ran the World Yo-Yo Contest for 14 years, and I made a lot of friends. And among these friends was Ken Russell. He's part of the Russell Yo-Yo dynasty. And yes, yo-yoing has dynasties. His father, Jack Russell, ran one of the largest yo-yo companies in the world. They went around the world demonstrating yo-yos, teaching people how to play, and they did this mostly to promote Coca-Cola products around the world. They sent out their demonstrators adorned in their red uniforms, and Ken, as he grew up, became a master yo-yo player and joined the team, demonstrating yo-yos in countries from one end of the world to the other. And this really is a family tradition. His father met his mother, who was a yo-yo champ from Japan, and of course she toured too. Like many kids, he didn't stay in the family business, he struck out on his own, and at the moment he's a politician in Miami, a city commissioner up for re-election. And it sort of made me laugh to think he ran away from the circus, essentially, to become a politician. Although that could be running away from the circus just to go to a different type of circus. I've added the blue food coloring and now I'm boiling all the water out. Trying to get all that water out to keep the candy from being sticky. Since the flavor is raspberry lemonade, I gotta add a little acid to put a little sour into the candy, and that's what this white powder is. Now to separate out our colors, blue and clear. And the clear is eventually going to become white, but you'll see that in a moment. I let the colors drip out onto the cool table. This gets the hot parts against the cold table. And the goal here is to even out the temperatures so I can do my design. The design, of course, is the text Ken Russell. Now I need to take this amber candy and I need to make it white, and I do that by pulling air into the candy. Today I'm going to be using our candy pulling machine. On bigger batches, this makes my life a whole lot easier. Jack Russell had a lot of strange experiences. He used to tour with his convertible, a beautiful convertible car that had his logo painted on the side, and he'd bring it all over the world with him. That is until he did a demonstration in Cuba, and then the revolution happened while he was there. His car was confiscated by the communist government and is now in a museum there as it was used for important politicians in parades. I'll try to post a photo of the car later. I can't find my picture. Now that I have my color palette selected, I'm going to build it into text. And I'm going to speed this up a bit for the sake of sanity. There are a lot of letters here. We build these one letter at a time, and I'm going to start with the S because there are two of them, and I can make one and I can double it. Custom candies are just one of the services we do here at Lofty Pursuits. If you'd like to try our candies for yourself, please go to www.pd.net. That's our website, and you can order it. We do ship around the world. If you're ever in Tallahassee, you can visit in person. Just stop off at the Thomasville Road exit of I-10. We're just a few minutes from that exit, and we open at 7 a.m. for breakfast, and it goes till 2. And at noon, we start ice cream, and that goes until 10 p.m. We make candy right up front, and while we don't do it every day, we do it a lot. And if you're lucky, you can catch us and see us for yourself making this candy. I want to take a moment and thank our Patreon subscribers. They allow us to do these fun projects that we do, and lets us do some special things that we can't normally do on this channel. They also help us produce our podcast, because we're now producing a weekly podcast. And I, Greg, am doing a podcast once a week. It's available anywhere podcasts can be downloaded. But if you want to get it early, it goes up a month early if you're a Patreon subscriber. Besides the podcast, Patreons get early access to some of our videos and some of our products before they go online to the general public. Patreon subscribers also get behind-the-scenes information and extra content on the Patreon channel. So thanks again to our Patreon subscribers.
Some people tell me, worried blues ain't bad. Worst old feeling I ever had.
Since we built the words Ken and Russell in two separate pieces, we have to stack them on top of each other with a white spacer to complete the design. So now that the text is finished, all we have to do is wrap it in white and then in dark blue and turn it into a log of candy, one giant piece that is the text running down the center. Since our goal here is to make about 5,000 pieces of candy, we're going to scale down this log of candy into rods, and this batch roller helps keep it spinning and keeps it from going flat. We're going to pull it out into multiple rods, and then we're going to cut it into individual bite-sized pieces. If you like this video, please subscribe to us on YouTube, ring the little bell for notifications, but we also are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And on Facebook, we have two pages, PD Confection for the candy making, and on that page we do live streams periodically, and Lofty Pursuits that'll keep you updated about what's going on in our store. We know it's hard for you to see what we're doing, and we know it's hard for us to see what we're doing sometimes, and people ask us how we keep all the letters straight, and the answer is, well, sometimes we don't. I did the final assembly backwards, and I'm not sure. Russell's backwards. Or perhaps it's Ken. In any event, it's time for me to boil another pot of sugar and make this again, and put this in our Damifino assortment. If you take a look online, we have an assortment of candies only a mother's can love, and it often has flavors we have nowhere else. In this case, raspberry lemonade. Thanks for watching, and check out again our website at www.pd.net. And of course, in the upper right corner of that website is a direct link to our podcasts if you can't find them anywhere else. This is Greg saying goodbye, and see you in the next video.